Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Claire Ackers here, coming to you live from Sunnybank Mills in Farsley. And this is my very first live talk from the Shedquarters. So let me know what you think of this setup. Please also let me know if you can hear me because I'm using a lapel mic here. And yeah, I don't quite trust it yet. So if you're watching me live, please say hello in the comments. And if you are catching up a little bit later, please say hello with hashtag replay. And I hope you're doing okay today. It's Friday morning. It's been quite a week. And I have got a tale to tell you today. So I've called this one Lipstick All Over My Teeth. And it happened to me just yesterday. And I thought this is perfect for a conversation. I have got to share this one. So I've got no notes. I have got no idea what is going to come out my mouth, but I've got my cup of coffee and I'm in the Shedquarters, which is absolutely my happy space, even though I have just noticed there is a spider egg sac up there, so that will be being removed over the weekend. Do not worry if you are a client watching this and you were coming in to see me next week, it will all be sorted by the time you come. But how rude, a spider building an egg sac in the Shedquarters. Anyway, let's dive into today's conversation. So lipstick all over your teeth, and this one is for you if you have ever felt like you don't fit in at a networking thing, or you've really wanted to go to either a networking thing or an event, but you felt the imposter syndrome, or you felt like you're the weirdo, that everyone's going to get on and you're going to be stood in the corner just by yourself, but that you would really love to be brave and find your tribe. And yeah, so lipstick all over my teeth. So picture the scene. This is just yesterday. Yesterday, I had an absolute shocker of a day. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong. And I was booked on and I paid money to go to a networking thing in the evening. And I didn't know anybody. And if I'm really honest, all I wanted to do was go home, put my pyjamas on and watch Taskmaster. My husband was making Toad in the Hole, and that to me seemed like a much better eat plan for the evening than going and standing in a room where I knew absolutely nobody. So I did what I often do when I feel like I need to be a little bit brave, sorry, and I put my bright red lipstick on. Now, I've shared this with a few people before. That's one of my secret weapons. It's like my armor. Bright red lipstick. It is unmovable, this stuff, and I can eat and drink and socialize and network with confidence, knowing that I've got this kind of this armor on. Right, that makes me feel confident. So I was looking in the mirror, and I started to put this lipstick on. And that was all good. Then I went away and did something, and then I went and put another layer on, and I pressed my lips together and they stuck together, and then the lipstick kind of ripped off one edge, so it was like this weird kind of mottled half bold effect. Oh god. So I put another layer on and it happened again, but I had to go for broke there, didn't I? I was all in. There was no shifting this lipstick, so I put another layer on, and then these kind of clumps started appearing. It was like it was like polyfiller or something. You know, that you could start to see a texture for all these layer of lipstick that I was adding in. But it started to dry, and I thought, fine, I'll just deal with taking it off when I get home, and it'll all be okay. So I went into the loo and did this again, and it started to come off again, and it started to smudge. And then I looked in the mirror and there was lipstick stained all over my teeth, and I thought, oh my gosh, I look absolutely ridiculous. There is no way I can be amongst normal people, certainly not in a professional capacity, and there's no way I can eat and drink. I'm just going to be really self-conscious all night. And then I looked down and there was a toothpaste stain on my top as well. Oh my gosh, had I been going around all day like that? And it was a kind of a silvery grey top as well, so it was really noticeable, you know, and that toothpaste kind of bleaches it. And it was in that moment I was like, you know what, I'm just going home. This is not my day. The people will understand. I'll forget about the money. I'll just go home and have a cuddle and come back fighting tomorrow. But then I had a word with myself. It felt like one of these defining moments where you get to vote for the kind of person you want to be. And it was like, do I want to be the kind of person that gives up and slinks off home and just, you know, there wouldn't have been any consequences. It would have been fine. But did I want to be that person, or did I want to be the kind of person that figured it out, that showed up, that did it anyway, that was open to the possibility that I might just meet some nice people and have a nice time? And I thought, right, okay, obviously I want to be the second person. So I did a little wash job of my top in the sink and the hairdryer, and that came out okay. And then I came into the office, and this is the kind of lipstick that when you take it off, it takes about 20 minutes and you end up with like a clown mouth. It just stains everything. It was all in my fingers. But I managed to get it off, and actually it left my lips with kind of like this really pretty pink hue from it. So it actually looked okay. Anyway, I went into town. I had a brilliant time. I had an absolutely brilliant time. I met some gorgeous people. I got involved in some really random conversations, which were really, really fun. And then went home and still had my toad in the hole and watched Taskmaster. So it was all good. But the reason I want to share this story is it is a perfect example of the authentic self-mastery, the kind of work that we do, because it is so easy to opt out, to say no, to not bother, to play small. And I would really love just to share the technique that I went through in order to move through these stages, because I was so close to going home, so close to going home. The technique that I was able to use to move through these stages in order to show up for myself and get a really, really gorgeous result at the end of it. So it's a 4-step questioning sequence. I'll just go through them really quickly and let me know if these resonate with you, and you can use them for yourself. So question 1 is, what am I making it mean? What am I making it mean that my lipstick is all over my face, that I've got toothpaste all over me, that people are going to be staring at my mouth and I'm not going to know anybody and it's going to be awful? Well, I'm making it mean that I'm not going to fit in, that people are going to judge me for looking stupid, that I'm obviously not meant to be there, and that it's just not my night. That's what I was making it mean. However, and this is the really interesting thing, it had nothing to do with that particular situation. I hold this thought because it's important. So that's question 1, is what am I making it mean? Then question 2 is it honest how I'm feeling? And this is really important, because as women, what we tend to do is squish down our feelings, to pretend they don't matter, to bury them, to push them away and carry on regardless. And it is so important to honour those feelings and process them, so they're not kind of hanging around in your body. So to process those feelings and allow me to show up in the room, in the networking room, as I would want to, I listened to a really funny comedy podcast in the car, and it got me laughing, and I kind of shook it off and didn't let it affect me. So that's question 2, is it honest? And then question 3 is it true? Now this can be quite confronting, and it's all about thinking about, is the story, the narrative, the meaning that I am attaching to this situation, is it true? What is the actual kernel of fact that I can identify that is going on here? Now, the only fact at play here was that my lipstick was past its best. It was starting to dry out. It was going a bit funky. Chuck it in the bin. It's time for a new lipstick. That is the only fact here. And once I was able to identify the fact, I could see, I was really aware of all the layers of narrative and story and meaning that I was attaching to the fact that my lipstick had dried out. And of course, the reason I was feeling so wobbly had got nothing to do with the event I was due to go to. And it had everything to do with the fact that I had messed up earlier at work. And I was feeling a little bit wobbly, a little bit fragile, a little bit vulnerable. And that I'd had a really tough week, that some people were really bloody mean to me. The Derricks seem to be out in force at the moment. I know so many people are just being really mean, and it is hurtful. It really is hurtful. And it also had everything to do with the fact that when I was a kid, I was bullied and I never fit in and I never found my tribe and I never felt like I belonged. And it was that little girl, Claire, who was never invited to the cool parties. She was the one who was running the show when I was scared to show my face at that networking thing where I knew nobody. That was what was going on here. So that is the third question. Is it true? And of course it's not. And then question 4 is believing this narrative, is it going to get me where I want to go? Of course it's not. I have got a plan, an objective, a vision at the moment to broaden my network. I love the networking organisations that I'm a part of, especially Lean in Leeds, that I am the chair of, a 1,200 strong women's networking organisation. But I feel like there is a whole world out there and I want to meet some new people. So I'm challenging myself to go into rooms where I know nobody, and it is hard because it brings up all my stuff. And of course, it's fine. Of course, it was absolutely fine. And of course, it is not going to get me, allow me to achieve that if I let that old, scared 6-year-old Claire run the show. So the final question is, what could I choose to believe instead? Well, what I chose to believe is that people will love me with or without my armour lipstick, my gorgeous bright red lipstick, and that I'm going to get a completely unexpected outcome from getting my arse in the door and attending that networking thing. And I did. I met some gorgeous people. I had some incredible conversations and I just had a really, really lovely time. So thank you for allowing me to attend that networking event if you are watching this. Okay, I want to pause for a second and make an invitation because I have just opened the doors to my signature course, Audacity Limitless You Academy. Now, this is the all new, all improved on demand version. So you don't need to wait to go through it as a group cohort. It is on demand to go through as and when you want to. This program is all about authentic self-mastery and transformation. So if that is your thing, if you fancy working out why you are triggered by stuff, but also working out how to not let it stop you and for you to achieve the aims that you have with your business, come and check out Audacity. And included right now, we have got 6 months membership to Audacity Tribe, where I do 2 live calls a month, hot seat coaching, all that stuff to really help you reach your goals. There is a link in the notes for wherever you are accessing this conversation. There is also an introductory discount for a limited period. So go and check it out, and please do give me a shout if you have any questions. I am available for a Zoom cuppa if so. But let me know how you feel about networking. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Do you make yourself do it? Thank you for being here, and I will see you very soon.